take that with ya, hit ya, back split ya. Fist fights and lane scuffles. Make the shell muffle. Join the cat muscle. What? Go. Like, share, subscribe. All the things that are gonna make me more famous than I was last week. Go. That's where I want to begin. Because we love Hov, right? Like literally, he was the soundtrack to a lot of our movements as young dudes. Like, I'll speak for myself. Reasonable Doubt came out when I was 18. When I was 18, I had dropped out of high school, kind of making decisions about what I wanted to do next. So when I'm moving around, getting money, having a couple of jobs, just really just living the 18-year-old life as a Brooklyn kid. Hov was the soundtrack to that. He motivated that hustle mentality, even if I wasn't hustling anything illegal. Just the fact that I had 2 or 3 different flips. Like, it was just one of those things that his music and music like it taught us to do. As time went on, we allowed him to move the needle for a lot of things. And in the present time when it was going on, we didn't see anything wrong with it because there was no pattern to develop. But as a grown adult, there's some pattern recognition that I began to notice over history when Hov wanted to position himself a certain way. Because let's be clear, Jay-Z might have been the best rapper, but he was never the most popular rapper. He was never the one selling the most records. There were always rappers around him selling more records than him. So he kind of had to do things to shift the landscape that was favorable for him. If you don't believe what I'm saying, I want you to hearken back to volume 1 when he started talking about platinum jewelry. Around that time, Mase and Puffy were popping, mostly Mase because that's where a bulk of his vitriol was aimed at. Because Mase was the young, cocky, fly kid, you know, the one that was holding Bad Boy up after the Notorious Big died. Big B and Hov's man kind of took a slight to the way Mase was carrying it because Mase wasn't paying homage for real. Mase was doing his own thing, and that's fine because that's what young dudes do. Sometimes young dudes don't feel the need to pay homage, so they don't. Hov took it salty, started throwing little shots, but he changed the landscape of jewelry. He made platinum be the jewelry of choice when Mase and Puffy was rocking gold. They was on the gold Jesus pieces with the ice in the face. He started doing the platinum with no hanging adornment at all, or maybe a small piece. He was changing the landscape. He was changing the narrative of what Black affluence was going to look like going forward, but he had some work to do. So he did it in little microaggressions. Oh, those ain't Rolex diamonds. What you done to that? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that that made you go, yeah, what did he do to that? Like you don't know nothing about what he talked about, but it's the way he said it. It was just convincing. So he's always had a way to influence people with the way that he said things, making us look at things differently. Fast forward to when he told us not to wear jerseys no more. All of us thought it was a good idea to just start buying cufflinks, putting them in oversized button-down shirts with French cuffs. Are you serious? That right there was a slight against Fab and Cameron, mostly Cameron, because that's where both of his vitriol was aimed at. With Cam, he had beef with Cam's style of things. He was from Harlem, Brooklyn. It was Dame's man. Him and Dame was kind of fragmented at the time. That didn't sit well. So he's like, how do I make this work for me? You know what? I'm grown. I ain't got time to squabble. I just came back from vacation with Beyonce with my skinny legs diving into the ocean off of a yacht. I don't even want to wear jerseys no more. Jerseys is corny. Y'all still wearing jerseys? That's crazy. Then everybody stopped wearing jerseys. Right now, you have an oversized jersey in your mom's closet. You're a liar if you say you don't. If you're in the 1978 to 1985 age bracket, you have an oversized throwback jersey in your mom's closet or your aunt's closet or your cousin's closet right now. And you tried it on, but you realize how stupid it looks. No, you can't get it tailored. It's too oversized. But I digress. Fast forward to the money phone. Hov said something about the money phone because the Atlanta rappers were popping, making the money phone a thing. And everybody started doing the money phone. He's like, I'm not doing no money phone. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do just like I did last time. I'm going to say money phone is corny. People going to stop money phoning. Yeah, hooray for me. And that's what he continued to do. And I'm laughing because you see exactly what I'm talking about, although you don't want to buy into it. Hov loves to change the landscape in his favor with his voice because that's always been his most powerful tool. Think about it like this. He said, grown people shouldn't be trying to make young persons rap. Direct shot at anybody who's rapping well, who's in an age bracket that he would then have to compete with. So what does he do? He flattens the landscape. Only grown person rap is acceptable. Then it's like, yeah, that's right. Only grown person rap. Because then he gave a shout out to the Clips for what they did. And whenever he gives a shout out to other MCs around him, he's going to come back out. I remember one time way back in the early Twitter days, 2013, He made a list of rappers he respected. Loaded Lux was on that. At that time, once Hov said Loaded Lux name, he's like, you know what? I think I could charge Smack $40,000 for a battle because people understand what Hov's voice does for their name. So, having said that, this open tete-a-tete, which is not a tete-a-tete, because Hov will always be like, I ain't trying to go back. I'm a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. Cool, I get it. But a nigga still clutched your chin and you was like, oh, okay. You not too cool for school, nigga. Like, what's up with you? Like, I think, and that's another thing. Like, again, I say this as a Jay-Z fan. I'm just not one of those people who's such a fan of somebody that I'm just going to shoot them all kinds of bail. I'm going to call it how I see it. That's the kind of referee I am, right? I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to make excuses for it. No. If one thing I know is pattern recognition, because I've been in behavioral and mental health since the age of 20. So I understand what that looks like. He's developed a pattern of making things seem corny. He's also developed a pattern of copying what other people did. He stole Can I Get Her from Ja Rule, right? But also, he picked up Amil as a response to Eve because he was always chasing DMX's fame. So he tried to create a narrative around that. But he couldn't do it because she couldn't rap. And he can't write everybody's raps. Sheesh. Wrote all Bleak's raps. Still ain't getting no platinum album. I hate on Bleak. Shout out to Bleak. You ain't gonna see this. Facts is facts. Hov tries to change the narrative. Y'all be falling for it. I see pattern recognition. Please stop doing that. We adults. We can say things about other adults. We don't have to be fans that have concrete opinions of the people that we like. You could be like, oh, that's kind of whack. You know what I'm saying? Just like people did with Michael Jordan. People knew he was a douchebag. Now nobody likes Michael Jordan, but they still buy Jordans. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Go.